All right. Now I think it's taken me way too long to get into doing this. I should have done this a long time ago. As passionate about video games as I am, I want to talk about two things: PlayStation and PlayStation fanboys. Okay. Now, I'm gonna make one thing clear. I'm not a fanboy of any console. Okay. If Nintendo messes up, I'm gonna call it out. If Microsoft slash Xbox messes up, I'm gonna call it out. And if PlayStation messes up, I'm gonna call it out. As we should. As gamers, we should do this. Okay? I know PC guys don't have to deal with any of this stuff, but as a console gamer, I guess it's necessary for me to talk about it. But even PC guys talk about this too. Fratenga. Oh no, it's Alex. Okay. And there was this other guy I follow, but I can't remember his name. But I own an Xbox Series X, and most of the time I'm either playing on that or I play my Nintendo Switch, right? So I don't own a PS5. I own a PS Vita. I use that. Still. I love my Vita. I adore my Vita. Now, me, I grew up playing PlayStation. Okay. First topic is PlayStation. I grew up playing PlayStation. And anybody who is knowledgeable of video games will know that PlayStation's legacy is freaking tremendous. Okay? PlayStation is a powerhouse of a freaking company when it comes to franchises, IPs and stuff like that. I mean, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Ape Escape, SOCOM, Gran Turismo, Wipeout, which nobody freaking talks about for some reason, and that bothers the frick out of me. OG Armored Core. I still have Armored Core 1 on my Vita. I still play that. And then you got Twisted Metal. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Tekken 3. Like Street Fighter Alpha. I can go on and on and on. PlayStation is a shell of its former self. PlayStation today is not what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. I look at it and I feel disappointment. The PS5 is a disappointment. PlayStation, as of right now, is a freaking huge disappointment. And how anybody can say otherwise is freaking insane. I mean, you may prefer the PS5 and that's fine. As long as you're playing your video games, right? But it doesn't have the value. And I'm not going to buy a console for exclusives. That's freaking stupid. I don't care about exclusives. I care about value. Okay? The Nintendo Switch's value has been pretty decent for me. And the Xbox Series X's value has been pretty decent for me as well. I don't even notice that $15 a month coming out of my pocket for Game Pass. I don't even notice it. It's just $15. And Nintendo Switch's game sales are freaking insane in the Nintendo eShop. The whole Borderlands collection for $10. Nintendo Switch is crazy, bro. $10 for the whole collection? Jeez. That's crazy. That's some good value for me, all right? PlayStation has its own version of Game Pass, right? But we all know it ain't as good as Game Pass. They don't even put their games on their day and date. which makes no sense to me because MLB The Show 2022 and 2023 were both put on Game Pass day and date. And those were made by PlayStation. PlayStation Studios, right? Does that even make sense? A PlayStation game was day and date on Xbox but not on PlayStation? That doesn't even sound right. That doesn't sound logically correct to me. But I'm a baseball guy. You know, I downloaded MLB The Show. I downloaded it immediately. Okay, you already know. I'm Yankees boy. Okay. I was gonna play me some MLB The Show without a doubt. Like I was never big on God of War. I like Ratchet and Clank, but I'm not gonna buy a PS5 for Ratchet and Clank. Neither am I gonna buy it for Gran Turismo. At this point, I prefer Forza over Gran Turismo anyway. There's something missing. PlayStation's charm just isn't there anymore. It's just not there anymore. I don't know what it is. But it's just something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel correct. And it kind of saddens me, honestly. I played my PSP and my PS Vita more than I played my Xbox 360, I think. That's how good those consoles were. The PS Vita was astonishingly good. And it's very underrated. It's a very underrated handheld, man. Some of the games on there still surprise me even now. Freedom Wars, Soul Sacrifice Delta, what was that game? Killzone Mercenaries. I played the hell out of that. Wipeout 2048. That game is phenomenal. Wipeout 2048. I can tell you all day how great the PS Vita and even the PSP is. I think a lot of us already know. And what makes PlayStation let the PS Vita die. They let it die. PlayStation has had a very serious habit of just making poor decisions, like raising video games to $70 when a lot of video games aren't even worth $70 these days. I've played games sold for $10 better than the stuff PlayStation puts out. Yeah, something's just not right. Something's missing from PlayStation. Like the PS4 had Japanese titles, a whole lot of Japanese titles, and that's what I liked about it. But now it's just because now Japanese titles are coming. I mean, they're on the Switch and they're on Xbox now. So now, on top of that, Xbox just has its value, that crazy good value. So what does PlayStation got? God of War and Spider-Man? That's not enough. It's not enough. Where's my Siphon Filter at? Where's Twisted Metal, Sony? Make another Wipeout game. Give me some Ape Escape, bro. You already lost Activision. You got no more Crash Bandicoot. Eventually, you're not going to have Call of Duty. You got a million IPs to work with. Revive one, or two, or 30. And this is coming from a fan. I shouldn't even have to say this. I shouldn't even have to say it. But most importantly, your fanboy should be telling you this. But no, they're not going to do that. Now that brings us to the next topic, okay? The fanboys. I got to try to be respectful. I got to try my best not to cuss. I'm a Christian man. I'm trying not to cuss so much, okay? I don't want to cuss. You PlayStation fanboys are complete morons. You are so stupid. You're so pathetic. You guys are so delusional. You're confused and you're reaching. Why aren't you just honest with the company you claim to love so much? When you love something, are you going to lie to that? You know what? Are you going to lie to that? Would you lie to somebody you care about? If they're messing up, all right, you want them to get their ish together. Are you going to lie to them? Or are you going to keep it $1.50? Keep it 100 with them? Be brutally honest with that person. You guys have not been at all honest with PlayStation. You haven't been at all honest with yourselves. Instead, you just attack Xbox. You literally self-project for a company that does not care about you. You self-project for a company you're simping for. When they made the prices of new release games $70, you guys had the audacity to call Xbox people poor because they couldn't afford an extra $10. And then 2 nights ago, you got King Thrash nitpicking the hell out of a game that hasn't even released yet. It hasn't even released yet. You guys will compare every video game Xbox may release to what PlayStation's got going on. Why do you need to compare? If your PlayStation games are so good, why do you need to compare? Why do you need to compare games? Who cares? Just play them. Just play it. Why are you talking about Xbox if you love PlayStation so much? King Thrash's videos are all Xbox. Xbox this, Xbox that. No PlayStation is great. No PlayStation is doing great things. Gee, I wonder why. Because PlayStation's not doing anything great. Multiple friends I have that own PS5s all have been saying the same thing. And except those friends that own a PS5 and an Xbox. That's a different story because they have both consoles, so they have nothing to say. You know, they got the best of both worlds, right? But the ones that only have a PS5 have all said the same thing to me. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to play. I'm bored. I'm bored of my PS5. And I swear, these are the same mofos that'll buy a PS5 and all they'll play is FIFA. They'll play FIFA and some Call of Duty, and that's it. Maybe a little Spider-Man, but then after it's done, it's like, well, now what? You know? With Xbox, like, I don't want to brag, but thanks to Game Pass, like, I'm a big Max Payne fan. I love me some Max Payne. I used to love playing Max Payne 1 on the original Xbox when I had the original Xbox. But I never got the opportunity over the years to play Max Payne's 2 and 3. Because I just couldn't afford it. You know, I was a kid, so I didn't have a job yet. But thanks to Game Pass, I was able to play Max Payne's 2 and 3. and fell in love with Max Payne all over again. Thanks to Game Pass. I got to play the Darkness 1 and Darkness 2 for free. I didn't get a chance to play those either. I always wanted to play those. Crisis 3 and Crisis 1. I played Crisis 2 on the 360, but now I can play Crisis 3 and Crisis 1, which I need to download and play those now. And then PlayStation fanboys have the audacity to say, who cares about old games? You can't call yourself a PlayStation fan, let alone a fanboy, and then say, who cares about old games? PlayStation's old games are some of the greatest games ever made, my boy. And I stand by that. Soul Reaver, one of my favorite games of all time. You're gonna tell me you don't care about old games? You're tripping. You're lying. Shut up. And Jim Ryan even said that on camera, I remember. How could you not care about your own legacy? PlayStation's legacy? PlayStation is a joke at this point, and PlayStation fanboys have made it an even bigger joke than it already has become. And that low-key kind of upsets me as an actual PlayStation fan. That genuinely kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's getting pathetic how far you guys are reaching to make Xbox seem so bad. I don't get it. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. You're literally simping for a company that doesn't give a crap about you. You're giving them more money than they need. Like you're literally you're literally simps. You are actually simps. If Xbox was doing this, I wouldn't have an Xbox. Okay? Have you thought about this? If Xbox was doing what PlayStation is doing right now, I would not have an Xbox. I do not care about exclusives. I love me some Halo. Okay, but I'm not going to buy an Xbox just for Halo, especially after Halo Infinite. No, you don't talk about that. You don't talk about Halo Infinite. Okay? This is just common sense, bro. King Thrash, get off the internet, dude. Please. Get off the freaking internet. Stop it. Get off the internet, bro. I can roast this dude all day. I can roast him right now. I don't want to. I don't want to go there. I really don't. Everything he says makes no sense. He swears he's right. I don't understand how you can sit there and simp for this company that doesn't care about you. I really don't get it. But hey, it is what it is, right? From this point on, every time I hear some stupid-ish out of these PlayStation fanboys, I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going down the same road as Fertenga. I'm going down the same road as Oh No, It's Alex. And even Doc Dark 1985, although I may not agree with everything Doc Dark says. Yeah, I want a piece of this pie, bro. Because at this point, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. I mean, Fertenga's live streams when he's roasting y'all is funny. But when you think about it, it's really not that funny. It's sad. It's really sad. Well, this will be fun, right?